Hershevich, what's that noise? Are you done with diagnostics? What the hell? Is that gunfire over there? Hershevich, Nikitin, come in! Damn it! Requesting reinforcements! Hold on!
hit by the enemy. Cover me, brothers. I'm hit.
Begin recording. Reporting on the status of the route of Azimuth Station as requested by Dr. Darling. All tests have been passed. System configuration is within defined parameters. No additional preparations are... What's that?
Those who are in eternal union with the monoliths can never be stopped.
There's gotta be a backup storage panel on the antenna near you.
I did what you said. Return to Icarus. Get everything ready. It is time.
Yes. Word of the monolith.
So it was you all along. Oh, Faust.
I wasn't the only one. Someone else on Azimuth finished the ward off before I got there. Foma was with them. He tried to kill me, Strider. I need to get to Icarus, and the sooner the better. Faust had a reason to leave the island just now.
Skip, if you find him, try to find out what he's up to. He's my brother. In the end, all his sins are also mine.
Ward territory, Stalker. You have no business being here, you hear me? Turn around and get lost.
I've got a permit from Colonel Korshunov.
Are we hiring stalkers now, too? Whatever. As long as you can help. Come on in. The commander's in the main building. We've got an infirmary there now.
A soldier's happiness boils down to a few things. Good grub for one. Then there's comfortable gear from his armor down to his skivvies. And enough ammo. And let me tell you, I've got all those bases covered. Whatever's going on inside their heads, that's the commander's problem. I'm just here to make sure their helmets fit. Come on in.
At the funeral. I would not recommend doubling the dosage. These medications have a cumulative...
Captain, do it.
This is not the wisest course of action.
Expecting any help from you wasn't the wisest course of action. You've been here for 2 weeks and my men are only getting worse.
Sometimes we have to let the patient get a little worse in order to figure out what's wrong with him. I have the situation firmly in hand.
That's what worries me. S.T.A.L.K.E.R promised me the best expert in the field. Where is he? Who's going to tell me what happened to my men?
I am. But it'll take time. Have some patience, Captain. Your doctor has all the medications we need, and my devices are monitoring the situation. You will be the first to know.
Unless I lose my marbles myself first. That's it. I'm done waiting. You're dismissed, Doc. S.T.A.L.K.E.R? How did you get in here?
One of your men is a rat.
One of my men? Bullshit.
I intercepted a message about a plot to sabotage Icarus. It was sent over an old frequency, a monolithian one. Just like the PDA the traitor used to communicate.
If it's old, we can trace it. I bet it's Krivenko. He puts his shitty gadgets all over the place, thinking we'd never put 2 and 2 together. Alright, here's the plan. I'll send my soldiers for a walk around the camp just in case. You get rid of the antennas. They'll jam any direction finder.
What's the purpose of these antennas?
On paper, to monitor the level of anomalous exposure. As for what they really do, your guess is as good as mine. If not for the papers from Dalin, I'd toss Krivenko into the nearest anomaly myself. Then he can measure the exposure on his own ass till the cows come home.
Who's Krivenko? Why do you suspect him?
You just saw him. That circuit rat. That bozo showed up as soon as my men started hearing things, with papers signed by Dahlin himself. And I never even sent a request to S.T.A.L.K.E.R. He hasn't done a damn thing in 2 weeks other than set up his locators to monitor the situation. I trust my soldiers, but not those Circa crooks.
I want to talk to Krivenko first.
Go ahead, and don't forget to talk to our quartermaster afterwards. He could spin a whole platoon's worth of briefs out of the wool Krivenko's gonna pull over your eyes.
Beauty, the weather gets crappy.
A stalker at Icarus. These are desperate times indeed. How are you feeling? Any headaches? Dizziness, perhaps? I wish I had the proper equipment to read your Psi signature. Given the circumstances, it never hurts to have a control sample.
C signature? What's that?
How can I explain it in a way even a stalker could understand? Let's say it's like your brain's fingerprint. It's not quite a scientific explanation, but it gets the point across.
I've been informed that there's a traitor in the ward. He probably has Monolith connections. Can you help me find him?
Monolith? Impossible. I would have noticed for sure. But if you insist, let's run another check. I'll need up-to-date readings from the scanning antennas in order to find your traitor. Unless, of course, you are just imagining him. That's the order of the day around here.
How would your data help us figure out what's going on?
Don't get me wrong. I could explain everything, of course, but why bother? If you wanted to listen to my lectures, you'd be a scientist, not a stalker. Just bring the data to me, and I'll do what I was sent here to do.
Deal. I'll get your data.
It's a pleasure working with you, Stalker. Here's a recording device. Tell me if you start feeling unwell. Remember, I'm here to help.
A stalker is not your friend, but being polite and attentive is the best strategy when communicating with them. Remember, neglecting any symptoms while in
What's that?
may result in the early termination of your contract.
Oh.
All artifacts that come into your possession for any reason must be promptly delivered to an on-duty C.H.A.L.K.E.R employee. There are no exceptions. A stalker is not your friend, but being polite and attentive is the best strategy when communicating with them.
Hey, this spot's mine. It's easier to breathe here. Just don't tell anybody, okay? The air down below is kinda stuffy and dank. Because of the swamps, I guess. Nobody's noticed I'm on my 7th watch in a row up here. Keep a low profile, okay? I'm not telling anyone. And you don't tell anyone about this spot either.
Reports of anomalous sea activity should be promptly documented and submitted to Dr. Krivenko. You can find the form and the sample report in the medical file.
Whenever I'm on duty, the weather gets crappy.
Ripped apart by a mutant. At least I'd get a proper funeral.
Ward soldier, remember that it's extremely dangerous to explore anomalies on your own.
I'm sick of standing watch. Wish I could get some sleep.
Are a privilege that demand a high level of skill and dedication.
Well, looks like Krivenko's got himself a new assistant. Those slackers from the Institute sure like to ride other people's coattails. This war's gonna be over soon.
I got all 3 reports. Laugh if you want, Stalker, but it seems like you were right. Icarus may indeed be exposed to the influence from outside.
Have you found the traitor?
Not exactly, but I did find an interesting disturbance in the psi field, here in the camp. So much for the much-vaunted ward. I remember Senkevich puffing out his chest when he said his most trusted man, S.T.A.L.K.E.R, had checked everything and that the threat was clearly coming from outside the camp. Follow these coordinates. I'll have security let you in. If the thing beneath Icarus is what I think it is, I want you to leave it alone, but make sure you get a reading from it.
Reports of anomalous psi activity should be promptly documented and submitted to Dr. Krivenko. You can find the form and a sample report in the medical block.
We were told you were coming. You can go in. Just keep your head down. You might see things from time to time.
The deprived soldier can pose a danger to everyone. Thus, the mandatory sleep requirements will remain unchanged. However, in light of the current events, we are allowing schedules that include brief breaks. Please consider when scheduling duty and patrol.
Wait till you laugh your ass off and I'll tell you some homebrew shit. Fucking hilarious.
All artifacts that come into your possession for any reason must be promptly delivered to an on-duty C.H.A.L.K.E.R employee. There are no exceptions.
How did it go?
Not bad. I found a strange device.
Just as I thought. That, my friend, is a Psi beacon. Old monolith technology, with a few recent modifications.
A Psi beacon? What's that?
To put it simply, it's a device that emits Psi waves in a specific spectrum. Regular exposure can even turn a man into a zombie. This particular unit works a bit differently, but the principle is the same.
So it was altered? How?
Based on what I can see right off the bat, the power has been reduced, but the frequency range has been significantly expanded. And whoever made the modifications knew exactly what they were doing. I'll have to make some adjustments to my preliminary calculations. Was there anything else, Stalker?
How did the Psi beacon end up there?
How does anything end up anywhere? Someone put it there. If the signatures I have read with your assistance are to be believed, this one was put there by Lieutenant S.T.A.L.K.E.R. The same S.T.A.L.K.E.R who was supposed to check the underground area on Sienkiewicz's orders. Korshunov's gonna have a long talk with the captain, I'm sure.
Get to the point.
It's pretty simple. Lieutenant Shterev's Psi signature is nearly identical to those we have taken from the former Monolithians. Can you believe it?
From the ward to Monolith? How is that possible?
Not Monolith itself, of course. The Monolith is long gone, but someone clearly has Shteref under their control. If the lieutenant is taken alive, I'll find out who it is. There are ways, you know.
Do you know where the lieutenant is?
I can take a guess. My colleagues at Echo Station are doing similar research, and they picked up an interesting signature recently. I didn't think much of it before. There are lots of people roaming the swamps after all, but now I know who it is. It's a good thing Circa expeditions are always accompanied by a security detail.
Half a day to clean your uniform.
I believe Shteref will be detained soon. Still, you'd better hurry up.
Take any questions to my commanding officer.
I'd rather die in combat.
Your life and well-being are our top priority. Therefore, any health issues requires a visit to a medical professional. Remember that a sleep-deprived soldier can pose a danger to everyone who remain unchanged. However, in light of current events, we are allowing schedules that include brief breaks. Please consider when scheduling duty and patrols.
Wait for it, guys. Here's a good one.
All artifacts that come into your possession for any reason must be promptly delivered to an on-duty Circa employee. There are no exceptions.
take it outside. I won't hesitate to toss hotheads out, and an omission is no excuse.
Turning into a zombie is worse. I'd rather die fast.
First time here, huh? Don't be shy, loner. We won't bite. Visit the Sultansk once. You'll see there's no better place in all of Zaton. If you're looking for a job, got artifacts to sell, or just need a drink for the road, you've come to the right place. I know all about how this place works, and I can tell you how to make it work in your favor. Rule number 1, no trashing my shit. I'm not gonna like it. Name's Sonia, by the way. Sonia Kalina. Take a look. You won't find this kind of stuff even on the mainland. Remember, no brawling in my bar. Capiche? You got some business here, or you just want to shoot the shit?
I was wondering why that meeting kept.
I'm looking for work. Got any?
We've always got work for a capable guy. Our boss, the Sultan, has something coming up. Go see him. Tell him Kalina sent you. And if you do a good job, we'll pay you well.
Remember this, I'm the Sultan, and this ship is mine. If you play by my rules, you'll have a good life here. But step out of line, and you can kiss that good life goodbye.
Don't bother me with crap, and don't start shit with Kalina, or my men, unless you want a bullet in your knee.
You guys are hysterical. Okay, I got one too. A young stalker who had a burr came into the zone.
What can you tell me about the Sultansk?
Here on the Sultansk, we don't treat stalkers as enemies. Behave, and you'll make some good money, just like my guys. But if you're a Shevchenko rat, that's a whole different story. And trust me, it ain't pretty.
Kalina says you need help with something.
You want to work for me, huh? Well, Sofia Oleksievna's right. I just happen to have a job that's perfect for you.
Why hire Stalker, boss? We got plenty of decent guys starving for work right here.
If your buddies are starving, Knuckle, tell them they can starve to death for all I care. They need to make themselves useful, and so do you. Go make me some tea while I talk shop with this loner. You like it here on the Sultansk, Stalker? I've been living in the swamps for a long time now. Had my fair share of chumps to shake down and assholes to kill. Life's been good to me so far. Even if you're the kingpin of garbage, the zone can still fuck your shit right up. An emission hit my stash a little while back. The place is crawling with anomalies and mutants now. The zone's a bitch, eh?
That's so funny I forgot to laugh.
She surely is.
I like the cut of your jib, Stalker. So let me get to the point. There was an important briefcase in that stash, and I want it back.
What's so important about the briefcase?
Ignorance is bliss, Stalker. The less you know, the longer you live.
Why not? I'd make a hell of a kingpin.
Why don't you send your own men to get the briefcase?
It's not in their wheelhouse. Shaking down chumps, that's their job. Mutants and anomalies, those are for stalkers.
All right. I'll bring you your briefcase.
Very well. The job's easy enough, just a couple of mutants and some anomalies. And the pay's more than generous. Here are the coordinates.
Happiness requires sacrifice. I know you understand this. It's all right. We're almost there. I just need to turn it on. I had to do it. He's right. You're a scientist. You have to understand me. The small must not stand in the way of the great.
Lieutenant, wake up. I've got something that'll help you come to your senses.
I don't want to wake up Stalker. I want to go to him. I want to be happy again. He went silent. And then those rats from Circa didn't want to reach you in the antenna. I had to do it. Don't you understand? I'm almost done, Stalker. I'm sorry, but I can't leave any witnesses.
soldier. Ruthless, too. There are no better qualities for those who walk his path. You've earned the right to hear me once more. On a ship bound for nowhere is a guide who's trying to stay afloat. He will show you the way to clear sky. Once you get there, you'll never be alone again. Come to me.
They're all dead. S.T.A.L.K.E.R wasn't messing around.
How unfortunate. It's a good thing our data transfer is top-notch, so this won't affect our research in any way. Thanks for the information. I'll see you later.
So craving some baked apples.
Well, speak up since you're here.
What kind of problem do you need me to deal with again?
And a mission. If you've got something to talk about, come on over.
You got some business here, or you just want to shoot the shit?
What does Sultan need?
Why don't you ask?
You're very nice.
Remember, no brawling in my bar. Capiche?
Not gonna happen. Well, look what the cat dragged in. We've got gas in our swamp. I'm sorry, I mean their swamp. It belongs to those paragons of clean living, of course. What can I do for you?
Do you know anything about Clear Sky?
It used to be a faction. They were searching for the ways of the zone, but they got lost. They're gone now. Their base is still out there, but there's no way to get inside. And that's for the best. The zone has some secrets that are best left undisturbed.
Is everything alright? Or are you celebrating something?
Do I need an excuse to have a little radiation treatment? I went to the wrong place, and now I'm giving the radionuclides the old hevo. And I mean that literally. I'd rather drink water from the river than the booze they got around here.
You're welcome to depart for the Shevchenko.
Hey, don't you eavesdrop on me?
Looks like every asshole in the zone knows who you are.
Hey, don't be so rude to the noble proprietors of this fine rust bucket. But you're right. I'm sort of a regular around here. A side effect of living in the zone for about 10 years, I guess. And I've never joined any of the factions. Guess that's why the locals like me. At the very least, they hate me a little less than they hate each other.
I'm looking for a guide to Clear Sky. Can you help me?
Wanna hear a story? Don't answer. I'm gonna tell you anyways. I've just had about enough for a little tale. I used to be a guide. It's true. I figured I was leading people around the zone. Turns out I was lying through my teeth to myself. I thought I knew it all. I thought I could take anyone, anywhere. What kind of mistakes does a stalker make, huh? You can mess up your detector, you lose your loot. With guides, it's a different story. Especially when the zone wants to put them in their place. You dig?
I need a guide, not a gig as a therapist. Get to the point.
You're a mean one, Mr. Skiff. But at least you're honest. Guess that's better than the other way around. I'm not taking you anywhere. You need Nimble. He's a little on the cookie side, but he always gets out of trouble alive. You'll know him by the Snorgas mask on his shoulder. Don't ask him about it. The last time I saw him was with Trapper. The Sultan hired the hunter to kill mutants in the swamps. So Trapper pestered every guy to take him straight up the swamp's ass. I just sent you the coordinates of that ass. Watch yourself.
Stalker, you're gonna scare all my game away. You're making more noise than a pseudo-giant. Get to the observation post on the double, and quit stomping around like that.
Hey, trying to ruin my hunt, are you?
What are you hunting here?
Here in the zone, you never know for sure. I haven't seen anything but the Sultan's boys, and they're scattered all over the swamps. Keep your eyes open. That creature's nearby. I can feel it. My gut never lies.
I hear you used to work with Nimble. I'm looking for him.
Yeah, I did. He wasn't much help, though. I sent him to a snork cave. All he had to do was hit a button, but I haven't heard any explosions yet. The bastard sure was glad to get his pay up front. Now I remember why they called him Nimble.
Can you give me the coordinates to the cave? I'll try looking for him.
What's the point? He's already drinking away the Sultan's advance somewhere. Sure, you can have it. Quiet! Did you hear that?
What?
The creature's here! Come on, grab your biggest gun. This is gonna be one hell of a hunt.
Now what was that?
Nice shooting.
don't know who you are, Stalker, but you best run. Too close. I thought it was game over for sure.
Clear. Skybase.
You good now, bro? That's what I thought. Two close calls in a minute. Not cool. Fucking snorks, man. You were asking about clear sky. What do you want to know?
You. The night back at the old bridge, you stole my scanner and gave me a hell of a headache.
That's horseshit, man. I ain't been back at the old bridge in a long time. Result files, man! Shit! I'm just a guide. I was only showing the way, alright?
Yeah? To monolithians.
It was a run-of-the-mill job where the customer's kinda shady, all obsessed with a monolith and shit. But I'm not in the business of killing stalkers.
But you are in the business with Faust.
It ain't that bad. Maybe a couple of screws loose, but here in the zone, that don't exactly make him unique. Although, that whole blind thing, I think it's a crock of shit.
That's a pretty stupid take. Any others?
Oh yeah, lots. You, patch me up and I'll share everything.
Stop pretending and get up.
Sure. Ask away. I'll tell you whatever you want, then I'm out of here. I'm fucking done. Finita la comedia. Fucking swamps, man. I gotta deal with some bullshit every single time.
What is clear sky anyway?
It used to be a faction. They broke up a long time ago. I used to help them out here and there, fetching stuff, running errands. They paid and fed me well, so I never asked them what they were after. Now, Faust has taken over what's left of their base. He even somehow got around Kalencha's defenses. His men still need a guide, but he's walking around like he owns the place. Don't look at me like that. I don't get it either.
Why did you decide to work with Faust?
Because he paid me in artifacts. Some military-grade weapons, too. Ward shit. I even got a Gauss rifle. Sold it in the blink of an eye, although I should have auctioned it off. I don't know how he got to Clear Sky, or why I had to guide his men there and back. That's none of my business. Curiosity killed the cat, you know.
How do I get to Clear Sky?
I saved your life once, and now I just might save it again. Don't go there. Steer clear of that place.
I should have shot you after all.
Fine. If you want to die, be my guest. Here's a map. Professor Kalencha set up some defenses when you left Clear Sky. You can't get through without this map. There are beacons on the map. You have to calibrate 4 of them to your signal. Then, you can get through the ruins in the swamps and into Clear Sky. Any other questions?
Who is this Kalencha guy?
A scientist. Very smart guy. He was at Clear Sky too. He knew things were going south. He's the one who gave me the map and told me all about the beacons. Then he took off without even saying goodbye. I guess he just couldn't stick around that base anymore. Not after everything that went down. I get it. Whatever Faust is doing there, at Clear Sky, it's like robbing a grave. A mass grave.
So what happened at the Clear Sky base?
We went to the center of the zone to stop S.T.A.L.K.E.R. and I was the only one who made it back. You ever go back home just to find the place deserted and destroyed?
Yes.
Then you know there are some things you just can't fix.
How do those beacons work?
Professor Kalensham mentioned something about them affecting the controlled anomalous psi field there on the Clear Sky base. But I never got into that stuff, even though I used to hang out with those Clear Sky scientists. If it works, good. If it doesn't, screw it. The point is, you can't get to Clear Sky without the map, and you have to recalibrate the beacons. Otherwise, you'll wander around the ruins until the cows come home. Unless you're Faust. Screw 'em.
Alright, you're free to go.
I wouldn't go anywhere near that place if I were you. But I get the feeling you ain't gonna listen. I met a guy once who was as stubborn as you. He had a big-ass scar across his whole face, and crazy eyes, just like yours. How does the zone even find guys like you? I ain't gonna wish you luck. You don't need it. So I hope we never meet again.